Hello everybody, my name is Blanca Aguilar and I wanted to talk to you about how video games are changing our children. To start off, let me just ask all of you what you were doing when you were younger, you were a little kid. If if you were like me, then I would say you were getting dirty, playing in the backyard, exploring, finding bugs, all that good stuff. But not the idea of my 9-year-old nowadays. He wants to be in front of an electronic device at all times. If it's not the TV, it's not the tablet, it's not the Xbox, whatever have you these days. I can't keep up. Um, with that in mind, I wanted you to I wanted to let you know that there's all these studies out there that have been done about how electronics have been linked to diabetes, childhood diabetes, of course, obesity, allergies, any regular sickness for the kids. So one study that was done by Dr. Nicholas Stetler was actually proved or suggested that limited time of activity has been linked to kids' obesity, which is, lack of them going outside, running around, burning energy. That is one of the studies. So another study that I looked into was from Science Daily. And that associated that obesity was with long time TV use or electronic or video game was resulting in early childhood diabetes. So that is pretty significant if you tell me. So that's mainly, and then as far as allergies and things like that, sickness, colds, which is included in that, I would say that them not going outside and exposing them to typical antibodies, bacteria, that makes their immune system weak, so they cannot fight any of the sicknesses that are out there. That is pretty much bad, I would say. Another part of video game use that I think it causes, I saw some research, but I have not looked into it closely. But to my opinion, I think that social interaction is very needed in as far as creating friendships, all the social things that are out there. So in turn, that lack of social interaction can lead to many things, as far as like shorter conversations which turn into less activity with parents, family members, that takes away all that interaction if you're playing video games or watching TV, or not doing any of the conversations face to face. And if they're not interacting with friends or family, that can turn into shorter friendships, which we all want to have that long-term friend that we've known for years, and we can count on them to be right there by our sides. But with that said, how do we do that if we're sitting in front of a TV or a video game or computer all the time? Another thing that I have experienced and looked into is that kids that aren't interacting with friends, peers, and family don't understand the whole concept of manners and being polite, because they're not being enforced, because they don't interact with anybody. So that to me is a big thing, because I'm always after my kids, to say thank you, please, and actually, pay attention to the person. With life understanding, I believe that, conversations are all, a big part of learning how to interact with people and to read people. If our kids are not interacting with anybody, then they're going to miss out on all these, ways to, solve conflict, because they're not reading any of the cues that people are giving them, because again, they're not paying attention. Any normal life milestones are being missed, and if there's any milestones that are to be met, they don't know when they're supposed to meet them, because they are, again, not interacting, or having friends to tell them, this is normal. So they're not going to understand what the normal is, of a child that age. What is the normal things to do? So I would say that, social interactions can help teach them and handle everyday challenges, as far as, effectively solve a problem, a conflict with any other person. So with that said, all that I've told you, I would conclude that all humans learn by interacting. If our kids, don't interact with people, then we're limiting them physically. And if they don't go outside, we're limiting them health-wise. So we need, to my opinion, we need to parent in all aspects. And we need to teach them that electronics are a reward for doing their chores, being good at school, but they are not an entitlement. So we need to set our foot down and say, you can use it for a limited time, and then you go play outside. So with that said, we all have to think about what we're teaching our children. But, that's all we can do. Thank you very much, and hope to, help somebody, or, change your mind about things. So thank you so much.